The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage and let's get this fucking show started.
Fantastic Forum, assemble! You're watching Fantastic Forum, the premier show about comic books, and your live weekly conversation about entertainment and geek culture. We are the Fantastic Forum, coming to you live and direct from the Hall of F. Hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, as the case may be, depending on where you are in the world. And if you're not, you should stick with us. We'll help you take it up a notch. You have the usual suspects in the building. First, he is our riddle inside of an enigma, trapped in Chinese finger cuffs. You don't know him. You love him anyway. He's our silent assassin, Jay.
Hey, what's up?
I was like, you're not gonna say nothing. You're not gonna say nothing. No, no. What's up, Jay?
Yeah, I think there's just a little bit of a delay.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. I wonder why that's the case. It's okay.
Probably my
Um,
shitty AT&T internet.
well, listen, it's okay, friend. We'll make it. We'll make it happen. We'll make it work. My name's Lawrence Young. They call me Mary Young. Welcome to Fantastic Forum. As you can see, as of right now, we only have half of the Fantastic Forum here. Uh, Unfortunately, Oz will not be with us today. He's off making the world a better place for you and for me. Uh, but Moses Magnum should be here in due time, so you'll get the full breath of Moses Magnum, whether you like it or not, in just a moment. But with that said, this offers you all a very unique opportunity. Uh, it's very rare that someone gets to be the third member of Fantastic Forum. That could be you, and I'll tell you how to do that in just a moment. But before I do, we're gonna make sure that we let you know. Oh, wait, and also I should mention we have a great show. That's what I should do, because we're gonna be talking to you all about Amazing Spider-Man Annual Number One, and we're gonna be talking to you all about the Punisher Red Band issues 1 through 5, the latest Punisher miniseries that came out. Uh, but before we do all those things, we want to make sure that we thank Mr. Scott Rubin, because without him, the show would not exist. So thank you, Scott Rubin. Hope all is well, good sir. I haven't seen Scott Rubin in a little bit. I'm due. I'm due. I need my Scott Rubin fix. So I hope to see him again real soon. But with that said, if you want to get down Fantastic Forum, we got a few different ways for you to do that. You can jump, like I mentioned earlier, you can go to fantasticforum.live, hit the call in button, and right now, you'll be the third member of Fantastic Forum, which I'm like, I can't even think of the last time we had somebody be the third member of Fantastic Forum. It's been a minute, right? Am I wrong, Jay?
Now, it's been a minute.
Right. Okay. So yeah, you could be the third member of Fantastic Forum. You'll have everybody will have the opportunity to be the fourth member tonight, provided that um, nobody like calls in and like decides to just stay. But hey, you never know. I mean, look, realistically, it might just be Jay and I for all I know. You know, there it is, like dynamic duo. It's like I'm friggin' Robin to Jay's Batman. Everybody knows I'll be out here bouncing around talking, bouncing around talking. Jay's out here being silent and handling business, you know. So But with that said, if you don't want to be uh, on the show directly, you can always jump into chat. We'll take your comments directly out of chat and bring them into the show. So we got a few different ways for you to jump in. Feel free. We're here. This show's interactive. You don't have to just listen to us talk. If you don't want to, you can participate. So, Jay, it's good to be here with you, friend. Uh, we
It's good to be
we've
here.
Thank you, man. We're just coming off of Super Bowl Sunday, and so I know for me, I'm not much of a sports fan. I mean, the only sports I follow are the Olympics and MMA. That's it. So when it comes to the Super Bowl, which I'm definitely down to, like, I don't want to talk myself out of any Super Bowl parties, or anything like that. Like I love the Fellowship, but what I'm saying is I'm not really much for the game. I will tell you, going into like in Super Bowl or the week leading up to Super Bowl, I didn't know who was in the game. I just it's not a concern of mine. I did find out eventually that it was the Seahawks and the Patriots, and so I'm proud of myself just for remembering that. so, like my primary concern when it comes to the Super Bowl is commercials. Like friggin' advertisers near and far come to get that prime piece of real estate, advertising real estate to like show off whatever it is they're trying to get us to buy. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever the latest and greatest thing that they want to make sure that we know about, latest and greatest that they want us to be aware of, they take that spot to mess around and tell us about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Hecht in the building, red band edition.
Yo,
Hecht, look, the third member of Fantastic Forum, Hecht. And then, of course, Moses Magnum,
the stand-in Mexican.
the strength of Fantastic Forum.
There's always one taking somebody's job.
Brown
taking her gerbs. So welcome, gents. Glad to have you both here. I was literally just talking about the Super Bowl and how I'm there for the commercials, not for the game. Which I mean, there's a certain amount of the populace that feels that same way. Not most of the people, I don't think, but enough.
That's how the Kid Rock went for the same reason.
Is it but for the commercials?
Yeah, let's see what the commercials they had.
What kind of
That
commercials?
would be. Yeah, did you really see like what?
No, you just had like Pepsi and Coke and McDonald's and
I don't believe
mayonnaise.
I believe they had Coke.
Wasn't it on YouTube?
I don't know. I didn't watch that shit.
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, look,
Yeah.
it might. I mean, I'm sure it had some advertisement. I just don't know what.
I haven't
didn't
watched
watch
the
that.
Kid Rock performance since that episode of The Simpsons.
Hilarious. So, but what I was basically getting ready to say is that from like Super Bowl can be a time where it can be like a bounty for for geek culture. Like you get like a lot of stuff that will advertise that you're like, oh, like you see like new movie trailers. You might
I remember
see
seeing like
all
the
types-
first Matrix trailer there and like being like, what the fuck is that?
dude. And that's what I'm saying. But this year was not that at all, man. It was very sparse, man. I was like, oh, I couldn't. Don't get me wrong. There was some good commercials.
Karaoke.
What?
We got to do karaoke during the commercials because Coinbase decided that they should just give you 30 seconds of karaoke.
Right. Yeah, I know that. I remember seeing that commercial, wondering like, what is this?
Half of the commercials, I didn't know what the fuck. Like the Ben Stiller one was hilarious. I don't know what the fuck that shit was for. Like I was
That's
too busy
fair.
laughing to be like, what is this for?
Right.
And then the ring
But-
camera is like, tear jerky, but it's like, well, technically, it's like they're gonna use it to find me whenever they decide I'm the problem.
100%, like
Yeah.
surveillance state in a real way, right?
Yeah, just oh yeah, for my dog. You know what? I don't let my dog off the fucking leash.
Right. We got to make sure we don't lose no more dogs, or else that's the end of democracy.
Well, even I mean, Ring as a whole, Ring, in its entirety, like they did a deal with the Department of Justice like 8 years ago, where it's like law enforcement doesn't need a warrant to use their footage.
Oh wow, that's
so
crazy.
and then the other opposition of that is this other company that is basically owned by Amazon, and they have a whole deal with the CIA for data mining and shit. So I don't trust any of those companies. I buy the knockoff Chinese light bulb cameras that connect to my phone directly, and that's it, to my server in Ecuador.
Here's the server in Ecuador. So as far as geek culture commercials do go, and like it made me think about you honestly immediately, Moses.
Why me?
because there was one, which again, I was sitting here watching this commercial like, what is this? Like, what are they talking about? And it turned out it was a commercial that was for the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. Did you see this
Oh
joint?
yeah, I saw that. I love that commercial
Yeah,
so
dude,
much. Yeah,
it was really good.
I knew exactly
And
what that one was for.
well, listen, I had no idea because like I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan, but I know that for myself, I was sitting here like, oh, okay, like it starts off with Trevor Noah, and so I was sitting here
I don't know
like,
that
okay, like
Pokemon.
I say again.
I don't know that Pokemon.
You don't know that. You don't know. You don't know the Trevor Noah, the infamous Trevor Noah Pokemon.
Maybe his unevolved version, but
Yeah, Trevor Noah, of course, the former
he was so
host
good
of
at the
the.
Grammys.
Uh, oh, was he?
Oh yeah, he said a joke about Trump, and everybody's like booing him. It's like, hey, it's the last year. What the fuck are you gonna do about it?
But yeah, man. So this joint aired or whatnot, and I was just like, what is this? Because I'm like, and then there were other people, of course, in this commercial, which I'm like, I don't know who any of
I know
these
who
other
that is.
people are, because I'm not used to seeing Lady Gaga dressed down like that.
That's
Like,
because you don't like Joanne.
is that a Lady Gaga album?
Yeah, that's when she started dressing down.
Oh, okay. I
Well,
mean,
technically, this
look,
is her dressed up now compared
that's
to how she was
hilarious.
then. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Well, and the reality situation is, um, I don't like I like her music, but
No,
I
you
just,
don't.
I do.
Otherwise, you would have seen her dressed down.
Listen, no, I listen to the music. I'm not watching like what she's doing. Like I can hear the music without seeing her. That's how music works, right? No.
All right, boomer.
But yeah, I was like, oh, I was like, this is pretty interesting, and I love the fact that it's like all these different celebrities. Which again, I didn't know who most of the people were. I did look it up after the fact because I was just like, okay, like
Your
I'm
favorite
sure.
Pokemon?
Say again.
Who's your favorite Pokemon? Is it
I,
Roosevelt?
I don't I don't know that personally. I have a favorite Pokemon. Like I'm not into the franchise enough to be like, oh, I mean, I know some of them, but here the wild part was, and this is the thing, like there was like I felt a little bit of a way about not knowing who the people were.
But then the Pokemon they were
I
saying.
felt a different way about not feeling like not knowing any of the like half the Pokemon. I was like, wait a minute, like what Pokemon is that? Like I've never seen that Pokemon. And then there was some one or two like, okay, I've seen that, but I don't know what that Pokemon is or
Yeah.
whatever. And I'm
You
just
know
like,
what time
man,
it
that
is now, right? You know what time it is.
well listen. Oh wait. Yeah,
That
are we
sun's
about to say
coming down, man. That sun's coming down.
uh-oh, what's that mean? Are you trying to call me like I'm near death's door?
I think we all are.
Can I just not be a Pokemon fan?
Nope.
No, is that
That
not an
commercial
option?
was literally like everybody's a Pokemon fan, you know?
No, I get it. I'm just like
Everybody's a Coke fan too.
A Pokemon.
Oz is in chat. What up, Oz? Jay says, say Pikachu like all the other normies. Oh, just say Pikachu is what he's trying to say. No, like, no, I mean, I'm just being upfront where I'm like, I'm not the hugest, Pokemon fan, and I feel like that's okay.
Right
Like,
now, for me, it's Annihilate.
Annihilate?
Yeah.
That's a new one?
It's fairly new, yeah, but it's because there's like thousands, and then there's new evolutions. Remember how X-Men did those secondary mutations? So they started doing like
Right.
other evolutions in different regions of the world. So Annihilate is one of those, and it's basically a evolution of Primate. But basically, he dies, and then it's like this just fighting ghost. Like,
Oh, okay. Listen, I think I'm seeing a picture, I think. I'm like, okay, let me see if I can pull this up.
it's a fat pig that's also buff. So of course, I I
It's a
resemble that
fat.
Pokemon.
No, speaking of,
He's
listen to mine and Mo's podcast.
Yeah,
Fantastic picks.
yeah.
Whoa, fantastic pecs. Is that what you said?
Yeah, coming soon.
Oh, oh, sheesh.
Heck is
Okay,
gonna
well,
start
that's
working out.
Yeah.
We're gonna have
Look,
we're gonna have a fitness channel, but it's the two of us.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm like that is
We're gonna
a
get all
whole
those sponsors like Joe Rogan.
Hell yeah. You're gonna
do
have
it.
Nah, fuck Joe. We're gonna do the ones from fucking InfoWars. We're gonna do the
Oh,
the
yes.
gorilla testosterone.
Dude, I saw one. I saw one on Facebook.
Well, that's your adenized aluminum.
I saw one on Facebook promoted by Mark Henry.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
Have
Where
you
he's like,
seen
I
that?
never took steroids ever, but I
never
took
took steroids,
this. Yeah.
but I take this supplement made from reindeer from the Arctic.
No, it is not. Is
Yes,
that a
sir.
joke or is that really what it said?
Reindeer from the Arctic. It's made from
No.
organs of reindeers from the Arctic.
Once he said I take this instead, I just scrolled off because
Yeah.
I'm like, I know he didn't ever
Son
took
of a
that
bitch.
shit. Like, I mean, this dude like the strongest man in the world and still had titties. You know?
Well, listen, but
I
he's
mean, I'm not saying I'm not knocking him, but it's like he wasn't taking nothing. You know? Like,
hilarious. That's Annihilate.
yeah, that's like fan art. Yeah.
Oh, that's that's not what it looks like for real.
I mean, that's what it looks like. Yeah, but yeah, in the game,
Huh.
well, I guess in the game it looks different because the 3D rendering and all that.
Oh, got you.
But it's cool. That's what I like. Like his shackles are broken. You know.
You want to see not steroid titties? Look at Big E.
Is that a wrestler?
Yeah.
Okay.
That dude's got the biggest tits in wrestling. I swear to God.
The biggest tits in
The
wrestling.
biggest tits, man.
And this is a time when like there's like a lot of female wrestlers.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So, we
Trish
also
Stratus
got
is like, fuck that guy.
Trish Stratus doesn't wrestle anymore, does she?
No,
No.
no,
But
she
she's
just hangs
Oh,
out
okay.
with Lita on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds awesome. I would love to hang out with Trish Stratus and Lita. Like just
Yeah,
to
I
like
bet you
talk.
Yeah, dude, like that's really what they do, and you get to watch it, and they talk about like their diets and stuff because they're both like 50 something, but they still look like
Are they really?
yeah, but they look the
Yes, sir.
same, and they're like they're vegans and they work out and stuff, so they just talk
That's
about like their lifestyle, like,
crazy.
and I think like Lita is really into like animal rescue and stuff,
Yeah.
Mhm.
so she just like pushes that a lot, and yeah, it's great. It's like it's interesting to see her not flipping around.
I just feel like both of them just come across like super cool people to like just chat with.
Yeah, and that's really what you get when you see it because it's like they're they survived that attitude era,
Right,
and
right,
and they're still like smiling,
right. So also the only other thing that the only
Tell that to
couple
the blue
other things
blazer.
I would
Brother.
mention is they had an a Winter Olympics commercial that had the friggin' Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters in it, which I was like, damn, that is crazy.
What's Golden?
How it
Now I'm the
okay.
boomer. Yeah.
No, like you've heard that song, Roses.
Oh, I never heard it. No,
Okay.
I know.
Sure.
Like we talked about it at your house that day, but I still never heard it. Like
Okay.
That sun's coming
Okay.
down for all of us.
You heard it because you watched the Winter Olympics commercial, so you heard.
I might have not have been there.
Listen, no, and that's the thing where before I
unconsciously, I
actually
probably heard it, but I was like
no,
probably zoned out.
you heard
yeah.
it. You just didn't know that it was K-pop Demon Hunters, which
Yeah.
that happened to me for a long time. Like I've been hearing this song on the radio and thinking like, oh, that's a cool tune. I don't know who that is, but
Radio.
oh my God, I tell you. And yeah, and so I was just like, but I'm like, man, it's crazy how ubiquitous this soundtrack is, man. Like cats, like people love that music, so
You
it made that.
ubiquitous?
but
I
but
believe
the other
you mean obsequious.
the only other like certified kind of geek culture thing that they had was the friggin' the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer.
Everybody, like Emily and Liz, didn't even watch it. Like, like they were there and they were like on their phone or something, and I'm literally like, and then I'm like, man, that was awesome. you know. And then they're like, "What?" It's like it's the man. And then they did the little slide thing during the game where it says "The Mandalorian" brought to you by, you know. And
Mhm.
they're like, "There's a Mandalorian movie coming out," and I'm like, "Dude, we just saw the trailer like 15 minutes ago." Like, "Oh, we didn't watch it." They were on their phone or something.
Oh man. Well, listen, man. I'll tell you. Like, I watched it,
Yeah.
and I will tell you, I didn't think it was awesome, man. Like,
It's like a yeah. Those aren't really the trailers, but I like the way they did it, where it's like it's just kind of like just funny little vignette, you know, to get you to want to go watch the trailer or the movie, you know.
but
I'd rather
you
have
know,
them do that than give me like a teaser of a teaser, you know. I
There
feel
was
like this. I don't know, but when I watched it, I had a feeling that it was just something they give you for 30 seconds that isn't exactly in the trailer itself, you know,
yeah.
entirely, you know.
I mean, this is like the second. Like, I don't know if they're like if this will be considered a trailer or a teaser. Either way, this is the second one that they've done, and I know for myself, I'm just like, like I mean, I want to see the movie because I like the show.
You know it's gonna be. You know you're gonna like the
Yeah.
movie no matter what they show you. You know?
Well, I don't know about no matter what they show me, but there's no reason for me to think the movie's going to be bad because the show's been good. And
Mhm.
I know other people have felt differently about it, like these later seasons or whatever, but I like it. I would definitely say like I do feel like the earlier seasons have been stronger, but the later seasons aren't bad by any means. But these trailers, I'm like it's weird because I feel less excited to see it, which is crazy because I don't even understand like why would like how are you making me like
Well,
less
you better
excited to
go
see?
watch it because I'm boycotting Disney. So that means I gotta punch you in the stomach, take your cash, buy my ticket, and then we could go see it. Yeah.
Oh, got it.
So
Oh,
you better want to go see it.
look. I'm gonna go see it.
All
I'm
right.
just saying,
So just be ready.
like the trailer. Just be ready. Just be ready. Can I just like for some reason that I'm not quite aware of buy two tickets and maybe drop one? Can't isn't that a
Mm,
possibility as opposed to like
I would probably feel bad
assault?
and give it to a kid that wanted to see it
Oh, this guy.
if I found it. Yeah. I have to
This
actually work
guy.
for it. You know, it's my
He
my
said, I gotta
my
work. I gotta work for it.
it's my Latino pride. Like I have to do something to get
Hmm. Got it.
That's
Got
fucked
it.
up because it's true.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we don't take shit for free. Like we was like, you know,
I,
some of my clients, I try to give them a free like sample or something. No, no, no. Here, take $5. And I'm like, oh, all right. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So, but you guys ready to talk some comics?
Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay, let's talk about in honor of Hecht Red Band edition. Let's talk about Punisher uh Red Band. So, okay. This book, Punisher Red Band, or this miniseries, because we're gonna talk about the whole series. Um, we're gonna talk about issues 1 through 5, just so you all know. We obviously there'll be some spoilers for the earlier issues, but the last issue came out relatively recently, so we're not gonna like spoil the whole thing or anything like that. But this is basically the Punisher return to form. Red Band is indicative of the fact that it's for mature audiences, so they kind of up the gore a little bit, or at least that's the intent, to be able to say things and show things that would not
Not say
necessarily be.
things.
Well, they still censor all the swearing.
Yeah, so it's not saying
Well,
things.
I'm thinking more so about uh
the gore.
subject matter. No, I mean like because like there's like human trafficking in it, which may not necessarily be in a non-red band edition.
That's how you
So
know the world's fucked up when the kingpin's going after the people on the Epstein list.
see, but there it is. So
Yeah.
this book is um basically about the Punisher going out and doing what the Punisher usually does, which is kill a whole bunch of criminals. But there is a bit of a twist because when he like when the book opens, we literally have him coming to not knowing who he is, not remembering his name, and just like in a bloodbath.
So,
But
full
still,
disclosure,
hmm
I only read the first one.
and that's okay. Yeah, that's okay.
Hope you like spoilers.
Only waking up
I'll
in a
read the rest later.
waking up in a bloodbath, and so also I should mention that this book is it's Saladin Ahmed is our writer, and Federico Vicentini, I'm sorry, is our artist. We have Chris Sotomayor on the colors and VC's Joe Caramagna on the letters. So, but yeah, it like we find out basically that the Punisher doesn't know who he is, what he's doing, um, or not what he's doing. He knows what he's doing because he has all his skills and all that kind of stuff. But he is kind of realizing that he's not quite in control of himself in the way that he usually is, and he doesn't know why. And so the book is about this version of Punisher and him trying to solve that mystery as well. So yeah, let me start with this question for you all. Before reading this book today, like what was the last Punisher story that you all like remember actually reading for yourselves? Like what was the last Punisher story you read, heck, before this one?
I don't know if I've ever read a Punisher story.
That's fair. I mean, look, Punisher probably hasn't had like an ongoing series in like what, like a decade and a half.
Yeah.
No, they just had ongoing. Yeah, you're right.
Ongoing, yeah. No,
Yeah,
they have
that's the
like
thing,
mini
yeah.
series.
Like Punisher's in my top, I'd say my top 10,
Mm-hmm.
closer to 5, but not
Mm,
5. But
okay.
I never read them.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
movies are hit and miss with me,
got
and
it, right?
the character is hit and miss with me. But
Did
I
you
Mm.
watch the Dolph Lundgren movie?
no, but I've been meaning to.
You should.
Oh,
Larry hates
yeah.
it, but he says
I
he
don't hate it.
Yeah, he said like he didn't like it, but it's like meanwhile the Netflix like didn't have a skull for the whole season, and he's like, I don't like the Dolph Lundgren one because he doesn't have a skull, but he loves the Netflix series because even though there's no skull in it till
The
like
the
the
Netflix
last
one.
episode.
The Netflix one is the last one I saw. But comic wise, I don't think I've read a full story. A full story that was Punisher was the main dude.
Got it.
He was always
Got
like a
it.
backup dude.
What about you, Jay? What's the last Punisher you read?
Where he was the leader of the Hand.
Okay. That was actually the last Punisher series. Like, yeah,
Right.
yeah. So, right. Did you read that to the end?
Yeah.
Dang,
Okay.
we got to review
Yeah.
that.
Well,
Well,
like,
I mean,
and
because I
yeah,
read like the first like half of the first issue that did that,
yeah. I'm
but
pretty sure we talked about the first issue when it came out. I think.
I might not have been here, but
Oh,
I remember it being big news because it's like, oh, they're changing the skull because
right,
but meanwhile the skull's back, so
right.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
so
they
people were
kind of
mad
put
about the skull being changed,
right,
and
right, because the skull's being like kind of appropriated by
yeah,
different political groups or whatever, or different
yeah,
uh movements, and yeah, people were feeling a way about it, and so including Marvel, and they not only changed the design because of that, but ultimately ended up kind of shelving the Punisher for a couple of years.
hmm
Because after that series, um, which I was gonna talk about that a little bit, just because, yeah, like I mean, but no, Mo, what was the last Punisher you read before?
well, it was that I guess the newest
Oh yeah,
Punisher,
the first, the beginning of that series.
yeah, but the last thing I actually read was Frankencastle because I read that
Oh,
once a year. Like,
Got you.
I love
Listen,
it. Like I love that. Like it's so good. Like I mean, what you're watching, what you're reading in this book is essentially like Frankencastle. Like he came
it's
back.
not
He came
though.
back from something. He's being manipulated for a different purpose using his skills. Like that's what happens in Frankencastle. Only
Yeah,
he's just he got blown up by a grenade and the monsters put him back together and brought him back to life.
yeah, yeah.
Now a different
I
monster put him back together and put him back to life. Like you know.
it's it's so interesting because
Let me tell you, you got Tony Moore drawing Frankencastle. You don't get Tony Moore drawing this shit.
well, yeah, but
Like
do
you tell
do
me
you not?
which one you would rather read. Yeah,
I rather read this.
you didn't read Frankencastle.
I don't have to read Frankencastle. I don't want to see that.
I'm gonna make you do that. Like after I punch your money, after I
Well,
punch your
listen.
stomach, after I punch, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna punch your stomach, take your money, buy the Mandalorian tickets. You're not gonna go and you're gonna wait outside reading Frankencastle.
Is that what I'm gonna do?
Mm-hmm. It'll just be me.
Got it.
Emily's gonna take your ticket.
You know what?
Yeah, she even went like this right now.
Dang,
She's
Emily.
ready.
Man,
She's
look,
gonna
stay
stand
ready.
behind. She's gonna crouch behind you while I push you over.
I'm like, the okie doke. I know.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because the Punisher is a character that Marvel for a number of years has kind of been like not 100% sure what to do with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they tried things.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the Marvel Knights era, you had
Yep.
Punisher coming back as an avenging angel, right? Like literally with like supernatural powers. And I will say that given the amount of time Punisher had just been doing Punisher, I know when I read that Marvel Knights joint, I found it refreshing and an interesting story. It was told really well too, I think, because like he had actually like died, and
Mm-hmm.
so that was like a part of the whole thing too, which all makes sense to me because it's like that's what should happen to the Punisher. Like that's how Punisher,
They
like
also like
that's.
took risks with his storytelling. Like let's do something
Mhm.
fun. Like if he's a Punisher, like there's literally a story where he breaks into Reed Richards' house and it's like, send me back in time so I could kill Al Capone. Like
right,
and that's one of my
right,
favorite stories in that era. Like,
yeah.
R.I.P. Ron Zimmerman. But yeah, he was a stand up comedian that loved comics, and he got to write a bunch of comics, and one of those was that issue.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. But I will say that so since then, because you had like Punisher in that Marvel Knights era, and of course people are like, yeah, that's cool, but we want the Punisher just to be Punisher. They people like how it goes with comic book folks. Like a lot of folks don't want new stories; they want a fresh take on the same old stories, right? And so they want Punisher to be just that regular dude, which I'm not mad at because I think like I like to see that as well, especially considering that every so often they do like and they try to do something different, and the wild part is it's always something like somewhat supernatural, like uh like you said, Frankencastle is
Hmm.
is an example of
Yeah.
that. Even what the latest series with the hand, you know
Yep.
that ends up being a supernatural kind of
Hmm.
thing as well, and
The
and
one Civil War one with Matt Fraction where he like infiltrated the the neo-Nazi group. Remember?
mhm.
Like that's another crazy story too. It was Matt Fraction and Ariel Olivetti drawing, and
Yeah, but that was just him doing like regular stuff, though,
it
right?
was
Was he?
regular,
What?
but it was like
Oh,
he infiltrated so much that his punishment mechanism made him like a good leader of of the racist people, and he killed Micro's wife, right, like or his girlfriend,
right,
like in the
right.
rage,
Wow,
like because she
that's
was
so
like a
crazy.
Jewish person or something, yeah.
Yeah, man. So it's it's interesting that they always try to figure something different out, and I don't know. Like, I think why I like this series because well, I'll just mention at the end of that whole thing, like that whole thing with the hand goes in a very supernatural direction. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna spoil it just in case you all want to go back and read it or whatever. But ultimately, the pun, and I'm mentioning this mostly because it does actually get mentioned in this book in the first issue. Um, I think it's the first issue, maybe it's the second issue, but the Punisher actually ends up in Weird World. Like
That's what
that's
I was gonna
where
ask because that's like they mentioned that in passing here, but
right.
it's like that. I like it. I like how they did it in the sense that it's like, okay, I know something happened, but they
Hmm.
didn't do the asterisk or the issue,
Right.
And I'm like, okay, how am I gonna find this out?
And that's because there is no issue. Like
Oh,
the last we saw the Punisher, he was in Weird World, and then when we see him here, he's not. And they do mention like, yeah, no, like and I mean, again, these earlier issues are months old at this point, but there's a point in the story where we find out that the Punisher is being controlled by the Kingpin,
mhm.
and the Kingpin like has like a chip or something that's controlling him in the back of his neck or whatever. But the Kingpin mentions like, yeah, you are a waste in Weird World. I had to bring you from there and bring you here to be like my weapon or whatever. But it's like, how in the world does the Kingpin get the Punisher out of Weird World? Like I'm like, how, like I mean, I know the Kingpin has resources, but that feels like a bit much. Like who did the Kingpin get with to get somebody out of Weird World? And I'm like, I'm not mad at it because, like you said, they kind of just do it. They mention it in passing because they're like, we got to acknowledge that he wasn't here before,
Right.
but he's here now. And I'm like, that's good with me, because it's like, I
You think
honestly
they're gonna
thought they were
explore
going to.
that at all?
I mean, I think that though, like, it seems like based on what I read, that they're going to probably do another series after this one. And
Mhm.
it would not surprise me if they maybe expand on how it happened, but I don't think it'll be the main focus. Like I don't think
Mhm.
they're gonna do like a
Yeah,
comic that's like all
like
about how the
his
Kingpin
time in
got.
yeah, or his time in Weird
Well,
World. Yeah.
I honestly thought after reading the last series that was what this next series was gonna be about eventually, like his time in Weird World. Um, I personally wasn't a big fan of that. I it's not what I would want to see, but that's what I thought was going to happen. And so I don't know. I mean, some how Marvel does, like they'll do a series about something that happened friggin' 15 years
Yeah,
ago, let
totally.
alone just two, like cuz I mean, or
Mm,
three I guess at this point, cuz I'm
yeah.
pretty sure that series ended in like
Oh,
2023, I think.
shit, that's how they
So,
retcon half their shit.
right. So it might happen. But yeah, but listen, let me ask like Jay, what was your take on seeing like Punisher but like almost kind of like back to basics in a book like this?
Oh, I enjoyed it. It was good to see him doing what he does. Like, I don't mind when they do other stuff with him.
Mhm.
Like, I actually enjoyed when he was leader of the hand.
Yeah,
But,
like I mean uh-huh.
no, go ahead.
No, I was going to say yeah, no, I would like I was actually excited about that as well, just as like a thought. Like I didn't know why that was going to be why it was going to happen, but I was like, yeah, like just as something different. I just didn't realize it was going to be like a whole supernatural kind of thing as well, which I guess makes sense because it is the hand, right? But for some reason, I was kind of blindsided by that.
Hmm.
But continue what you were saying, man. Like, was there anything about it that you kind of were like hoping to be different?
Um, Honestly, I went in to this with no hopes or expectations,
Okay,
aside from it being like more mature.
got it.
Um, so yeah, I basically went in, yeah,
And did
no
it
expectations.
more mature to you? Like,
Um,
do you feel like it
Not
earned the red band?
particularly.
Okay.
Not really.
Okay.
Um, or at least I know when I think of Red Band, like, okay, some of the torture gets a little like red bandy ish, red bandish,
Ish is the
Mhm.
big part of it, where it's like they could show more.
but it's like, yeah, like it doesn't feel that much different from like a, yeah, I don't know, like it doesn't feel like they took the red band as far as they could,
Okay.
or at least what I think of when I think red band. It didn't go that far.
Okay. What did you think, Moses? Do you feel like it could have like pushed the envelope a little further?
Oh, I really think so. Yeah. For one, I mean, just the language alone. Like, I don't.
You want them
The
cussed?
censorship. Like, if you're doing red band, like, don't censor it. Like, like it's not. I don't. This isn't a book where censoring is adds to it in terms of like humor or story. Like, if it was a Deadpool one, and it was like Deadpool red band, and it's like
Hmm.
he's being censored. Like, what the fuck? Why you censor? What the fuck you censor? Like you could play with it. You don't need to censor it. It takes away. Like, just talk like a normal person. People don't talk in asterisks and hashtag signs. When they curse. So it's like
You're
red band.
hilarious.
Like just you know and yeah, even like that yeah, it's even like that, like, yeah, that is still toned down. That, like, to me, that just looks somebody with red paint on, like a skeleton with red paint on it or wax on it. It doesn't look like meat, and that's just
That looks toned down to you.
no, it
The
just doesn't look like
burnt up
meat.
skull.
It doesn't look like burnt up meat to me. It
Mm.
just looks like like a Halloween store skeleton that they drip wax on, like, you know. And that's the thing, is like, and that's just the art. Like, it does. I don't see any kind of like muscle structure. Like, muscle doesn't melt when it's burned; it chars like beef. Like, it
Yeah.
should be looking more like a burnt hamburger than
Hmm.
than something dipped in wax.
Why isn't there an eye?
And well, either way, but it's like, yeah, that too, heck. But it's still like that. It's just art. It's not really. It's not real. Like, it's not a photograph. Like, it's just,
Hmm.
if it was black and white, we wouldn't know what the fuck it was. Like, so it's like, you're not pushing the envelope, and that's what I don't like about this red band thing, where it's like, okay, there's just more blood on the page. That's what
Hmm.
changes it. And it's like, you don't need a cellophane, like, you don't need a cellophane wrapper for that shit. Like, it's not like they're asking for ID when you're a kid at the comic book store buying it. It's not like you're buying fucking Playboy. So
Or is it?
it's not. Trust me. I bought Playboy as a kid, and I bought comics that had all it is a waste of fucking plastic, and it's a waste of resources, shitting on the environment. That's all it is. Because you got you got the regular version and then the red band version, and it's like there's nothing really separating the two.
Okay. What do you think, Heck? Did it like? Do you feel like like earned a red band title?
Yes, yes, yeah. Because I don't think it's a Disney company, so like you got to see
Hmm.
this in the Disney scope.
Warner
Yeah, yeah.
Brothers had Vertigo, and there's like people fucking, and they don't put it behind plastic or call it red band. They just call it Vertigo.
But it's
Yeah.
not. It's not.
They
Disney.
make
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny. Yeah.
They make Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, like
Stuff Bugs
Mickey
Bunny.
Mouse, Bugs Bunny. What's the fucking difference? You know?
The
Listen, I'm gonna have to agree with Hecht here, just because I feel like
like
I
it's the
think you're.
same when Wolverine's Revenge came out.
Mm-hmm.
That it had the regular and then it had the red band. It's the same thing. Did it
Yeah.
necessitate red band?
No,
Debatable. Like
no.
it's more gory, but depending who's drawing it, it's either realistic or it's artistic liberties. Like
I, I
Shardman.
think you have to look at it in regards to like the comparison is comparing it to
Can I
like your
ask?
issue. No,
This
wait,
is an
hold
issue.
on, hold on. Compare it to your standard issue of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So, is this gorier? Is it more edgy than your standard Spider-Man issue? Think of it like that.
It is, but that's what the character dictates. That character's been the same. It's not gorier or more worthy than Punisher War Journal number 6 from 1922. I'm sorry, 1992. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was stuck on when he went back in time. You know. Yeah. But
I mean,
the question.
I think it might be though.
No, look, it's all suggestive. Like if you have to use your imagination to put in the violence, that's actually more dangerous than actually seeing it. You know, because seeing it is an outlet. Imagining it puts it in your head, and it could be. It's like when we talked about the human liquid balloons last week. You know, like it's when you say human liquid instead of piss, you think different than if you just say piss. You know.
No, I hear that, and
So,
you're right.
the question I want to ask is similar to your question that you just asked, but I asked it for Jay. Jay, like, what's the difference between a PG-13 movie and R? Like, what would dictate that rating?
Language, violence, blood. Normally you get more blood in an R-rated film.
Yeah, maybe some nudity or sex.
Right.
Yeah. So, do you feel like this was really like a truly R book?
Um. It is bloody, but it doesn't feel red band to me.
Jay's the expert
Like,
because he's a dude. Like he enjoys all the stuff that should be censored.
No, Jay's not the expert. Jay is desensitized.
Well, but that's who the fuck you think wants to see a red band Punisher? It's people that are desensitized by regular by regular Punisher stories.
Jay's tolerance should not be the threshold. I'm telling you that right now. Okay.
Well, look, they would.
Jay says it shouldn't be red band, and that people.
Well, here's the thing, Jay.
In their comment. No,
if they put it behind a cellophane gate and it says red band version, would you buy that over the regular version?
Me, yeah, I'm always gonna choose red band.
So there you go, Larry. That's the threshold. Jay is the threshold.
Jay's not the threshold.
No, Jay's the threshold. That's the new single coming from Forced to Fuck from our band. We're reuniting. We're reuniting. That's the next single. Jay is the threshold.
Jay's the threshold. Okay.
Fire.
Actually,
That's
no,
fair.
I'm thinking. I'm gonna do apostrophe. Jay's the threshold. Yeah, not Jay is Jay's. Yeah.
That's songwriting, ladies and gentlemen. You see what he just did?
We do it live here.
We do it live.
We do it live. That's why their logo's a F.
Yeah, man. So Mo, you talked about you made a comparison between Frankencastle and the art there and the art here in this book. How'd you feel about the art, Mo?
It serves its purpose, but it's not even like, again, for a red band book, it's not even that gritty looking. Like, I grew up on Vertigo, you know what I mean? So it's like I
Yeah,
can, and heavy metal magazines. Like, I
yeah.
literally just read a book. I couldn't sleep like 3 days ago. I read a book called Anima, and it's
Mhm.
literally like a ballpoint pen drawn book about a naked lady fighting snakes and shit in the jungle. And like you talk about Red Band. There's no profanity in it at all. Just a naked woman running in the jungle fighting snakes, and it's like it's amazing. And I don't feel is even Red Band, but you don't
What?
get that here. The
Wait,
art,
what?
well, the artwork there is great. This artwork isn't that, And when you talk about like Tony
Really?
Moore,
Wow.
yeah, no, dude, like the the detective person with the flat top, like, is that a woman or a man?
No, that's Grace Jones. It's absolutely a woman.
Grace Jones from
Yeah,
Conan?
it looks like. Yeah, it looks just like Grace Jones. You didn't notice that?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I noticed that, but I'm like, I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to be. Like, I mean,
It has to be. It
look.
looks too much like Grace Jones to not be Grace
Well,
Jones. Like,
there's scenes where it's weird, like I don't know, like I know she wears a vest to work, but not a bulletproof vest. So
yeah, she's a
yeah,
detective.
yeah. So I don't, yeah, that's all fine and dandy. I don't know if she knows the difference between persecution and prosecution, but yeah, that's a
Wait, what?
Prostitution.
What does that mean?
well. There's a scene in there where like he wants to kill Tombstone, and he's like, no, wait, it's the court's job to persecute him. It's like, what do you mean? The court can't persecute people.
Oh, did it? Does it say
Yeah,
persecute?
I have it right here. I'll share. I'll share. Let me share
Oh
the
yeah,
the
share
tab.
it.
Hold on. Let me see. Did
Oh
I?
man, I didn't look. I didn't
Yeah.
even catch that. And
Let's
that is a
see.
big difference. You're right.
Yeah. So and again, hold on. Let me see if I can share
In the
here.
meantime, what you call it? Oh no, you don't need to see me. You want to see this? There it is.
I
But
got.
Enhance.
this is no. This is just so you can see the character. So yeah, look, this is Grace Jones. Like like that is definitely a woman. Like and I know there's like another. I may not have the other panel, but there's another panel where she's like walking next to the folks, and I was just like, oh, like yeah, man, she is just like a giant woman.
You didn't like
Which
the art?
I
I
was.
thought it was great.
I thought it was okay. It's just not. You know. Again, I had issues with it just being. How do you say? Damn, Larry, you cut me off. Or-
No,
Oh no,
no, you're
my
there.
screen's there. Okay, sorry. No, I couldn't find my screen on the thing, but I
Oh,
got it.
okay. No, you're good,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, no. So yeah, it just wasn't. It didn't blow me away, but it was good. It was serviceable, and I mean, the when Punisher skull is prominent, it looks fucking good. Like there's a page I wish I would have taken uh a screenshot of that. I was like, man, I want that Punisher skull tattoo, like in that configuration, because it's like the belt thing is the bottom teeth, so there's like a
Oh
jaw,
yeah,
so it's
I
like
got
it's like
that.
a full skull almost, and it's very subtle. So it was well done art, but what for me, it's more about Larry's hate for Frankencastle. So making, I mean, if Tony Moore, like if this page looked like the early like issues of fucking Walking Dead with color, like who would not rather? You could know exactly how non-binary this character is. You know.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, right here in this bottom left panel, she says for them to persecute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's wild.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's an editorial thing or it meant that like or because that's the thing about Punisher books too, where it's like uh how do you say sorry, I stopped sharing.
Oh,
Yeah. Part of the that's why they can't really they have issues using Punisher because he's a commentary character, like
yeah.
he's a reflection of the darkest part of our society, and it's our need for law and order, but it's also the fear of not having anybody to protect us. That's people that have big German Shepherd dogs and shit. Like they want to be, they want a loud bark if there's somebody, breaking into your yard. So, and that's what
Right.
Punisher represents. It's our sense of security that's willing to do what we don't want to, or what we're
Right.
afraid to, and it is like, we as a country, as a society, we were willing to give up our rights for that, and that's what
Right.
Punisher represents. And a lot of people don't get that, specifically with those with badges, but but that's it. It should be something to learn from, and this book does do that tale where it's like, okay, that's who you're gonna manipulate. A dude like the Kingpin can manipulate a dude like that, then you have a different problem,
Hmm.
and yeah, I didn't like how Tombstone was utilized in here. Like
Didn't you?
we didn't really need him. Like he's inconsequential to this whole story. Like this whole story could have just happened without
I would
Tombstone in it.
disagree.
Yeah,
I would
I mean you
disagree. See,
can. Yeah,
yeah, but just real quick, this is what you were talking about with
it's
or at
one
least
of
it's
them.
not the yeah, it's not the
Yeah,
best picture of it because I'm sure that
yeah.
there's a better one like later in the issues, but you can at least see that the belt
Mm-hmm.
kind of makes
Yeah,
like the bottom teeth
makes like
here.
the jaw like a big beefy jaw, and then so there's a scene where he doesn't have the jacket, the coat, and he's like leaning over. So it's actually the warping of it that gives it like a interesting shape. Where it's like, if I get that as a tattoo, like you couldn't tell it's a Punisher tattoo. It's just a skull,
Hmm.
But if like you read the comic, you're like, oh shit, that's from that page of issue 3,
Right,
you know.
right.
So
Also, too, I should mention that um that like something I liked about this art is that like you talked about the beefiness of the skull, but also like the Punisher himself is beefy
mm-hmm.
in
Yeah.
this. Like he's drawn like a big guy, like like not huge,
Mm-hmm.
but just more like solid. And I
Mm-hmm.
love that version of Punisher. Like especially like
Uh,
I like it's almost like this version in this book is almost kind of like reminiscent of um a lot of well, I mean, I won't say a lot, but I guess the times that Punisher has been represented in video games,
yeah.
it's almost like that, where it's like a stockier, more muscular version, and then with like the white boots and the
Mm-hmm.
white gloves. Like
Oh
I
yeah, I
like
love that.
that
Yeah.
version of Punisher because like a classic Punisher is technically more of like the skin tight like all black with just the
Mm-hmm.
skull. And
Yeah.
like I won't like I'm not gonna like knock that. Like it's not the classic Punisher.
Yeah.
Like that is like or it's OG Punisher, I guess you should
Yeah.
say. But in for me and my money, what I would prefer to see is, like that version of like a Punisher that looks intimidating where I'm like, okay, like you could understand why a gang of criminals might see
Yeah.
this guy and like take a beat before they're like,
You
what
gotta
the like
read.
who?
You gotta read Becky Cloonan's run on Punisher.
Oh, I don't know that I've read that.
Yeah, it's Steve Dillon drawing it,
Oh,
and
so good.
I think the series. I don't think she finished it because
Hmm.
Steve Dillon died while like finishing issue 7 or something. So I don't think like I don't
Oh
think she
wow.
wanted to keep going after it.
No, I could totally
So,
imagine why you would be like, no,
um,
thank you.
but
Yeah.
she's a great artist, but she had Steve Dillon drawing what she was writing, and that
Yeah.
book really like it kind of has that like classic look with the white boots, but it has the coat over it as
Yeah.
well,
I love that.
and it's all about the
I'm all for that.
silhouette. Like they I think in like 4 issues, Frank doesn't say anything. Like
I believe it.
it's all through the it's all done through the perspective of the criminals, and he's like they're Michael Myers. Like it's
Yeah.
almost like
And yeah.
he's almost like they're
The
scared of
boogeyman.
him,
Yeah,
like
as
that
they
like
should
an
be.
urban legend, like it
Exactly.
was like we can't, no, it's bad luck to do this because it'll call the Frank, it'll call
Yeah.
the Punisher, and
Yeah.
don't sneeze 3 times, say God bless you, they like
Right.
they get superstitious about it, and it's almost like really early like Nori Batman,
I
like
love it.
that she took that from it and put it into frame, but did the horror
Yeah.
aesthetic, and the script's more like a horror movie, and you're
Right.
literally just
So
watching. The first four issues are literally it's an overall story, but you're really just watching uh basically murder porn but it's bad people getting murdered,
right.
like
Right. Uh, Jay, I know you got to
Real
dip out
quick,
of here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Please go ahead. Tell us
yeah,
what
I
you
gotta
think about.
go.
Yeah, tell us what you
Um,
think of this, and give us a quick thought. Your quick thoughts on Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1.
Punisher Red Band, I would give it a 4 out of 5. Even though it didn't really earn the red band, it was still an enjoyable read
Hmm.
with decent art. I enjoyed it.
Cool.
Spider-Man Annual, I would give that like a 3. It was kind of meh, but I like the villain.
Screwball.
Yeah.
Okay, just double checking. Cool, man.
Jay, before you go, check out Spider-Man Torn.
Okay.
It's by J. Michael Straczynski. It's pretty
All
good.
right,
I
I'll
think
check
I don't know
that
how many
out.
issues there are, but they should be, if everything comes out on time, they should be on like 5 or 6 by now.
Yeah, I think they are up to 5.
Yeah.
All right.
There it is. All right, Jay. Appreciate you, buddy.
Okay. Later.
Later, man.
Later. Okay. Um, but yeah, man. So back to Punisher real quick. Um, yeah, like this. Like I personally found this story refreshing, just because. Now, I will say this. Well, one part of this that I feel like I do have to like knock the story is if you're not familiar with like where some of these characters, like what has been going on with some of these characters, this story could easily come out of left field and you'd be like, why is this happening? Right? Like, for instance, I happen to know, like, I happen to have read the last Punisher run, right? Um, so, like, while that doesn't necessarily help me because it's not like it's like telling me like how he got from Weird World to here. um I do know like the journey that the Punisher went through in that series, and that kind of helps me a little bit in regards to understanding some of his motivations in this book. And it's not like, which is typical of a Punisher book. It's not like they're gonna tell me, right? Like Punisher doesn't really do a lot of monologuing, or he doesn't do any monologuing actually, right? And then sometimes, like, War Journal is like the classic kind of way that Punisher, you get some of his thoughts, because the War Journal is him like literally writing down what he's thinking for the most part. But even then, it's still not like as much thinking as it is planning. Like Punisher doesn't like journal his feelings that much. He journals what he's going to do and what he had tried to do, but why,
But he
how it
failed.
didn't
Yeah.
work. You're right,
Yeah.
exactly how it didn't work, or how successful it was. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he's like, even in his journal, he's a man of action, right?
Hmm.
So, um,
I remember like one of
but
those war journals, like he fought a bear, and he's like,
right.
he's mad that he killed the bear.
But yeah, man. So, um, it's like that's not the part that I'm not like necessarily looking for a lot of insight into what the Punisher's feeling right now, because that is kind of like the point of the character, of you not knowing, like it's not about what he's feeling, it's about the mission. Now the Kingpin, on the other hand, I'm like, if you're looking at this Kingpin, because like even in the first issue you have the Kingpin going around, and like the first time you see Kingpin, he's basically telling a priest that we know about what you did in regards to
The trafficking thing.
like human trafficking, like
Yeah.
like the
His
young,
role.
right, the young people that you like allowed to like get um assaulted. And he's just like, hey, I turned it over to the press, but if you reach under your seat, because they're in a confessional, he's like, I'm not here to confess my sins, but yours, right? He's like, if you reach under your seat, you'll see that there's like, he's like, I left something for you, and it's a gun, and he's like, I'm just letting you know, like, you handle this however you feel is the best way, but just know that everybody knows what you did because I sent it to them. And so you do what you feel is best. And, the priest basically ends up committing suicide, which again, this is part like all like, I get it. We're like, you and Jay might be like, okay, this isn't red band worthy, but
Yeah.
you're not going to get that in Amazing Spider-Man.
Well, yeah. I
the
mean, they'll
the
do it
the priest
differently.
sex trafficking
Yeah. I
ring
mean, you'll do it differently.
with
It'll
the
be
priest
like
committing
torment,
committing suicide inside
Yeah.
of a confessional booth, like that
Yeah.
joint's not gonna happen. And it's
But
like,
again, if they don't
while I
show his
get it, like,
brains,
it's not a
like,
titty.
yeah.
I get it,
Well, no
like, but
brains, like, yeah.
no,
But
but
they didn't show
I'm just
anything.
saying, no, but the subject matter is like literally like, and that's what I'm trying to like, what the
Yeah.
case I'm making, where I'm just
Yeah.
like priests killing themselves because they're doing sex
Right.
trafficking.
But here's the thing: is that if you don't buy the red band version, like, is that not in it?
No. What I'm saying, there's no alternate version to this, as far as I know.
No, that's the whole point with red band. You could buy the regular one or a red band version.
There's
See,
no, I don't. There's no regular version.
For
I'm
the
gonna
red
go to
band,
the comic.
they showed
Babe, I'm gonna have to go to the comic book store tomorrow, but but I'm gonna go and double check because I think
Double check, yeah, because I might be
that's
wrong.
what happened with everything that I've seen that has been red band. There's a regular version and a red band version. Like I literally I reviewed. Oh wait, I didn't post that video. I reviewed the Wolverine's Revenge regular and
Yeah.
red band.
and there
Right.
were differences.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
mainly
I
like
know, and that's
the
fair.
color
Like,
red.
and that's definitely worth talking, because I, as far as I knew, I thought this was only red band and that was it. But I could be wrong about that. And
Yeah.
if I am, I would love to know that.
Well, if it is the case that there's only this version, then
Mhm.
okay, I'm okay with the red band. I don't think they should call that imprint red band. Like, just I think red band might be a way to do it still in continuity to the main universe. So I get it. Like,
Mhm.
they don't want to call it Max or Marvel Knights, but I thought even Marvel Knights was kind of that, where it's like it's just those stories done. They're still in continuity
Yeah.
to a degree,
Yeah,
but just
yeah.
darker
They're all
story.
continuity, as far as I
Yeah.
know. Like, yeah,
But
you know.
we'll see. We'll figure it
Yeah.
out.
But
For
what I
all we
will
know,
say,
Marvel Knights might be called Red Band now. Yeah.
that's no, but and trust me, like,
Yeah.
there things have changed. Like, there's
Mhm.
obviously
Yeah.
like people that feel differently about what is and isn't
Well,
appropriate.
even just the Ultimate Universe now, like the Ultimate Universe means different now than it did when it came out.
It's true. You're
And it's
absolutely right.
so
Like,
good.
Ultimate Universe was meant to be edgy,
Yeah.
and now it's like, no, it's not about edginess. It's just about a different reality.
Yeah, and it's so
Right. No, it is like, yeah, current Ultimate Universe stuff is actually really great.
fucking
But
Wolverine Winter Soldier, like,
yeah,
dude,
yeah,
so
yeah.
crazy.
No, you're absolutely right, man. But yeah, but I know you have brought up Tombstone,
Yeah.
and for me, I'm like, the depiction of Tombstone in this book is actually really interesting. Like, not only is he much more vicious than we've seen him in a lot of other books, because he's literally dismembering people like piece by piece, right?
Mhm.
While they're alive, mind you. It's not like,
Mhm.
you're not chopping people up after he kills them. He's like chopping them up piece by piece while they're alive.
Yeah,
That's
but you don't get, but you don't see it.
You do see
No,
it.
you do.
You like, he literally chops that guy's arm off, like, in
one
panels.
arm. Yeah.
How many pieces you want him to chop off?
Yeah, man. I want to
you
take a
get
look.
multiple later.
Yeah. Oh, your blood sugar is high.
But the reason why um I feel like he's integral to the story, because you're right, like he's not a main player. I'll give you
Yeah.
that. The main players in this story are the Punisher and the Kingpin.
And
But
micro.
I mean, no, see, look, I can't give it to Micro. Micro is the same way that King that um is in the same category as Tombstone, in the sense that
Well,
Tomb
well, go ahead.
Tombstone is a means to the end for the Kingpin. Like these, like Micro and Tombstone, even Punisher to a degree, are pawns up
Yeah.
until a certain point. Like
Yeah.
Punisher breaks the control, and now he's not a pawn anymore. But the whole thing is that he's using Punisher to start this gang war, and Tombstone is like, while Punisher's the catalyst, Tombstone is like the agent that begins the gang war, because
Hmm.
it's his boat
His
that will
reaction is what? Yeah.
exactly, like
Yeah.
his
I get
boat
it.
is
Smoking with my
the
shit.
whole it, like Punisher's the spark, but
Yeah.
Tombstone's the flame.
He's the Tinder. Yeah.
You-
Yeah.
sure, yeah. And it's just like there is no, and the whole thing is like Kingpin is trying to eradicate as many gangsters as he can, and how he's doing that is by sparking this gang war, which
Mhm.
again, this is what I'm saying, like this is part of the, like, I'm happy to be able to read it and just be like, okay, like if I didn't know anything, I could just take it for what it is.
Yeah.
But I would totally be like, why is Kingpin acting like this? Because this is not how Kingpin normally acts. Like he's at least in the way that if he's trying to like take control of the underworld, like the criminal underworld,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I'll give you that, and maybe he's trying to get his spot, like reassert his spot as like the Kingpin, but he's not saying that. So it feels a little bit different. And then like the priest doesn't play into that at all.
Mhm.
And so, but what some people may not know is, and I will even say probably most people wouldn't know, right? Because if you're not reading Daredevil,
Yeah.
you don't know that like the Kingpin got possessed by a demon, and Daredevil helped exorcise the demon that Kingpin was possessed by, right? And after that, the Kingpin was like, "Oh, like I'm just so happy that I'm not possessed by this demon anymore. I'm gonna devote my life to God, and like make things, like I'm gonna make things better. I'm gonna make the world better than I found it." But the Kingpin is still the Kingpin. So when the Kingpin's like, "I'm gonna devote my life to making the world better than I found it,"
Yeah.
this is what he does. Like,
Yeah.
this feels like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill all of these like terrible people in New York and make sure that New York is like a good place now."
Yeah.
So he's making priests commit suicide, and he's starting gang wars so that the gangsters can all kill themselves or kill each other. So that he's like, New York's going to be a better place after I help murder all these people, you know,
It's better
because he's
than
still
running for
Kingpin.
It's better than running for office and claiming to drain the swamp.
Which Kingpin tried already.
Well, he did. Like, yeah.
Right, exactly. Kingpin was the mayor of New York, right?
What if
Exactly. He did.
what if Trump read like those comics? Is like, you know what? I am gonna run for president.
So there it is.
Because that was
It
his
was, it
like
was,
whole that was even in the TV show, like that was his his whole you
his
know
whole shtick. He's like, well, like,
shtick.
I'm gonna make
Yeah,
New York. I'm gonna make New York
great again.
vigilante free,
Yeah,
right? So
and
so yeah,
he
but
was gonna call it NYGA.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, me neither.
I know. Like, I'm like, I don't know.
Niga.
Oh, geez, let's not do that. Let's
Hey,
not do. Hey,
again,
hey, no,
I
hey.
censor myself, but your brain does the hard work.
So yeah, man, it's it's but like so I could totally see somebody reading this book and just being like, why is the Kingpin acting like this? And I don't think they would be wrong for that. And they don't make any mention of that inside of this book. So it's kind of like it's almost like assuming that you would know that, but there's no reason for you to know that. Like, because it didn't even happen. Well, I mean, I guess technically Punisher and Daredevil kind of crossed over a little bit towards the end there because Daredevil did play a big role in that whole like ending of the last Punisher series. So yeah, maybe they're just being like, hey, you probably saw all that, but I don't like that. I don't. If I'm remembering right, I don't think that happened in the Punisher book. That happened in the
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, like
I
nah,
mean,
that's a different thing. So yeah, man. But I don't know. All in all, I feel like I enjoyed it. Um,
mm,
you
yeah,
know.
no, definitely, it is one of these books. Like whatever I don't like about it is just personal taste, and I'm an old fuck. And I've read comics for a long time. But if like if this was somebody like one of my clients, a kid, is like, I want to read a Punisher book. Would I give this book to them to read?
Mhm.
It's like, well, it's Red Band, so their parents have to say it's okay. But
Nah.
you know, I'm not gonna give them this comic like I got my Playboys. So, but yeah, it's definitely like if this was your first like Punisher book, I
hmm
think you would have a good time. You
Oh
know,
yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Like if you've
so.
never read Punisher before,
Mhm.
like this feels like what a Punisher book should be like.
hmm And the sense, like, even yeah, no, it's definitely like they are well done, despite my criticism. But again, those are purely from taste. Yeah,
Look, just for you, I'm gonna go read Frankencastle now,
you
so I could be
should,
like,
dude.
I'll read it and be like, you know what, Mo, you were right.
You're gonna have a good time, like, and
Okay,
that's what comics are for. That's why you're
it is what
watching
they're for,
Tombstone, like
despite what Oz says.
that's why you're watching Tombstone eviscerate people, like
Yeah, yeah.
because it's like it's for a good time. Like you're gonna have a good time reading Frankencastle, and even like look, you get more explanation of how he is Frankencastle than you do how he got to Weirworld and back
I believe
in
that.
those
I
books.
believe that 100%.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, man. So
and read the Becky
let's
Cloonan run too. Yeah, yeah.
okay. I'm gonna
And we're
I'll take
yeah. I'm
I'll
gonna
take
have to
some
take you to
time.
2 movies and Robbie.
Let's do some ratings. Uh Friggin' El Hecht, tell us what you would rate Punisher Red Band number one.
Like I said, I only read the first one,
Mm-hmm.
and what I read, I liked. Just going off of that, I'll give it a 4. I am
Okay.
gonna read the rest of it later. I just didn't have time before the show.
Of course. No,
But
no, absolutely, man.
Is it
Look,
because Larry took too long to make the thumbnail?
yeah.
I love
No,
it.
no.
I love how you
This
said
time he
that.
hit me up.
Huh?
This time he hit me up. I didn't have to see the
Okay.
thumbnail.
Okay.
I just didn't have time. I read the other one though.
Oh,
Oh, nice,
I'm
nice.
sorry.
I
Most oh
I'll
go ahead.
talk about it. I'll talk about it when we get to it.
Okay. Most Magnum, what would you rate Punisher Red Band number oh well, look, did you get to read the whole series?
Yeah, I read the whole thing. Like
Oh,
that's
okay. What'd you
that's
what
that's what earns like a lot of its points. Like it's an easy read, and it's
yeah.
like I would have hated to have read it like month to month because I mean I read like the first 3 issues in like 12 minutes, and
Wow.
like and there's writing there, but a lot of it is visual,
Yeah.
so it's all captions and especially those early issues. So it
Yeah.
was like I read them in one sitting, and I'm like, man, it's over. Like I like
hmm
there's other books that are as easy to read, but they're just bad, and it's like it feels like forever. Like this didn't feel like that. So they're well done books, and even like the art. Like I come from the era of like you know Romita Jr., good Romita
hmm
Jr. doing Punisher,
hmm
Brad Street, you know, uh, uh, Steve Dillon,
Hmm.
the Garth Ennis books and all that, so
Yeah, yeah.
it's like this is I wish the art was better, but that just knocks it down a point. So it's 4 out of 5 for me. Like, and again, like if I was introducing somebody to the Punisher in comic book form, I have no problems giving them this trade paperback.
There it is. There it is. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4. I think I'm gonna give it a 4.5 actually out of 5.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was good Punisher, and especially since we hadn't seen classic kind of Punisher stories in a while, um, I really enjoyed it. There was some amazing storytelling happening inside of the book as well, both through the art and through the words. And I think the only thing that I would say is there was some character moments that kind of feel like you don't, if you're not up on what's happening with some of these characters, it might be a little bit out of place or it might seem out of character, but otherwise I thought it was a good story and you might be able just to forgive that. So yeah, 4.5 out of 5 for me. All right, you guys ready?
Before going forward,
Hmm.
when you talk about the out of character moments, like, but this book, kind of sets you up for that too. So
Hmm.
it's not like they don't know how to write Punisher. They're writing him
No.
in the, so it'll, yeah. I guess I'm just regurgitating what you just said.
No, like I would agree with you, friend. Or it's just like no, like it's an enjoyable read either way. Even if you're like Kingpin's acting funny,
Yeah.
still enjoyable, and it's like what he's trying to do. You just
I
don't
like
know
that they showed
necessarily
him
why.
naked
Huh?
Yeah, they got like a whole
because it's
flagellation
like
scene.
he's a white, he's white fucking Mark Henry,
Yeah,
like he
one
took
Man,
hundred
that deer
percent.
shit from Alaska. Larry, before we get into Spider Man, can I just handle Oz's package real quick?
I mean, listen, that's between you and Oz. I have nothing to do with
I might
that.
not be able. So it's Spider Man related. So I got
Okay, go for it.
a package in the mail. I'm doing an unboxing right now, and I got this Spider Man print from the great Chuck BB,
Oh,
and it's like a
nice.
medieval kind of Spider Verse take where it's like dark fantasy Spider Man.
Yeah, man,
yeah.
that
And
friggin'
check
looks like.
out the print number right there. 1 out of 25. He only did 25. I got number one. Yeah,
Oh,
he
very
sent me that,
nice.
and then
What's a plastic? Is it like a what
the
is it?
the plastic on it is
Yeah.
just it's just one of those sleeves, like one of those like
Oh, okay.
harder comic sleeves, but
So
it
it's not
says
like it wasn't put on that.
no. Yeah, I have to take it out to frame it, but I'm not gonna
Ah,
take it out till I get a frame.
yeah.
That's
and
very cool. Nice,
Looks
like
nice, man.
medieval Spider-Man.
and it came with yeah, and it came with in the packing material. He I don't know if he does this for me or everybody else, but if he does it for everybody else, then you should buy his stuff too, because he did little original art. It's
Dang.
like hell Moses, thanks for put a little note on me, and
That's very
then a
cool.
Venom doing the heavy metal horns, and
How did you know you would love that?
I don't know.
You're
No,
like,
I actually I
Chuck
subscribe
BB
to.
stalked your Instagram.
Yeah, no, we've actually conversed through Instagram since he started becoming more active in the convention scene. Because I had
Hmm.
tried to I wanted to talk to him years ago. I had talked to him. If you ever see a old show where I have a shirt where it's like a heavy metal cat with the upside down cross, like that's his shirt. So I bought
Oh,
it for
nice.
him at like Long Beach Comic Con like 2013, and then
Oh, wow.
um so I started reading this comic strip called Stone Cold Lazy. It's
Hmm.
on, and it comes out in the pages of Decibel magazine, and I realized like, man, I really like this art. Like, who's this guy? And I realized, oh, it's the dude that did the comic book Black Metal. And
Hmm.
it's like I love this dude. So I reached out to him, and then he happened to be at L.A. Comic Con last year. So there's a video of my interview up here somewhere if you want to check that out. And we literally just talked, and then he's like, yeah, I just gotten back into this scene again, and he's selling prints and stuff. So he does does a works on a piece of art for like a month, takes him a month to
Mm-hmm.
design everything, and then he sells it. And then he you know he only prints 25 of them because it costs money to print, and he doesn't want to store them, so
Mm-hmm.
he does that. And then so we've talked online a little bit, and so he knows all. So he actually sent me a bunch of extra stuff too. So he sent me a comic book that he worked on called Wasteland, and I
Oh,
guess
nice.
this is one of the newer issues. So they're on issue
He did the
20.
art for it.
Yeah, on the inside. He did. I think he did like
Okay.
the pencils or something. I haven't read it yet, so I don't know. So like, subscribe, hit the bell. You might see a video review of it. And but yeah, so there. This is issue 20. So there's 20 of those. So I don't know if I
Okay.
should. I don't know if 20 is the jumping on point.
It
And then
100% it is.
he sent me a bunch of stickers too, because he does like kind of. I think he's working on like a D&D type game too, and then he made a bunch. Like he loves what's that game? The with the little skull character.
Oh,
The
you're talking about
Undertale?
no,
like
yeah, Undertale. Yeah, that's what you said, right?
no. The Silk Song is a sequel, but the original one.
Oh,
Oh,
you're talking about friggin'
Hollow
oh
Knight.
geez.
Hollow Knight,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Yeah, thank
So
you.
yeah, so I
Jesus.
think he's working on something like that, like a trading card game or something. So he designed a bunch of stickers with those characters that of the type of game that he's doing. So he sent me a bunch of these, and then this one's like I loved it when I saw this one. I fucking loved it. Like, it's just like intro. Like this looks gorier, Larry, than uh anything you see in that Punisher Red Band. So it's like,
That's
man,
because it's an eye in the mouth.
but all the gooiness, like
It's
Where the dude's
gooey.
eye went.
yeah. So I was actually thinking of like, man, I love this one so much. Like it's a sticker. I just want to put it on my skin. So I might get it tattooed. Yeah. Uh, but yeah, it does cool shit like this. Like, you know, and I
That is
think
cool.
these are like characters in the game. And then
It's a but it's like a card game as opposed to
yeah,
like a
yeah, I
video
think
game.
yeah, I think it's like a tabletop game or something. I don't know.
Okay.
If you go to WonderCon and he's there, you got to talk to him because I'm not gonna be there. So,
Mm-mm.
but and then
I ain't talking to him.
he
I'll
gave
be.
me a sticker that he made a drawing of his dog as a
Oh, his
little
dog
ghost.
died.
I don't
Oh,
know if I don't think he did. He might have, but yeah, it's a little ghost version of his dog.
he
Yeah,
just
yeah.
he's like, let me just get ahead of the game.
Yeah, I mean,
Puppy's gonna die eventually.
when you own a dog, you know they're gonna die before you, or well,
Mm.
fuck, you don't want it, but you hope it. 'Cause it's either you or them.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Zero sum
yeah,
game.
yeah. Last thing you want, like the thing is, if you die, who's gonna feed it? So it's like you rather they go first, so that you're like,
I
yeah,
mean,
I'll figure
hopefully
out.
you have like people that check in on you.
But they're not gonna love your animals like you do.
I'm
You
just
know?
saying, at least they don't they get fed.
They
Oh
might
my god.
look when you're dead. They might not even give a fuck. They're like, I just throw them out in the desert. They'll
Damn.
figure it
You,
out.
who your family?
You don't know, like
You don't know.
my family probably
I
hated
know that
me.
my family's
Like
gonna care if I die.
my family probably hated me. It was like, man, you know what? That's fuck him and his dog.
Oh my
Yeah,
god. I don't think that's true, Moses. We love you. I wouldn't let them throw you out in the desert, Moses.
yeah, but you're not gonna save my dog from a fire either.
I mean, why wouldn't they save your dog from a
If
fire?
a baby is in the fire and my dog's in the fire, who's gonna save first?
The baby.
Yeah, see, that's the wrong answer. Like you're not willing. You're not doing my death wishes like that. Like you're
Death wishes. Like
like
why
you're not honoring me by you know by saving the baby over the
I'm gonna
dog.
save your dog
So
too. I'm gonna
no,
save the
my
people
dog's gonna
first.
die because of you. So that's why again, that's why when again I rather have my dog go first. Because I don't
Right.
can't trust Larry to
Because
save
there's
my dog
bastards
over.
like me out in the
Yeah,
world that are
that's gonna
out here
save a
saving
baby
babies.
over my dog.
Wow.
Yeah. And it
Hey,
could
I'll
be
take it.
worse. It could be worse. It could be on the Epstein list. Like you're against abortion because you want to fuck the kids.
What?
Yeah. All those people on the Epstein list were against abortion because they want to fuck the babies.
Uh huh.
Makes sense, Larry.
We should talk about Amazing
2 + 2
Spider-Man
=
Annual
5,
number
Larry.
one. Amazing Spider-Man
I hate that
Annual
that was
number.
a tribute to Chuck BB and it ended with it.
Amazing
Luckily, we edit
Spider.
this show after.
Let's talk about Amazing Spider-Man Annual number one, 2026. Yay! So look, Moses.
Yeah.
Um, like when I put this show together, I did have you in mind just because I know how much you enjoy both of these characters. And of course, there was also the thematic aspect um of
Punisher's first appearance.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Which thank you for that. Right, Punisher's first appearance,
Amazing
which
Spider-Man 29.
129, right?
Yeah, 129.
There you go. But you got
The,
it.
the
Like you
one
like
was
I know
silent.
the one was silent, like which they actually they allude to that in
Yeah.
Punisher Red Band. Like they're like
Yeah.
they have like a piece of graffiti,
Yeah.
which I was just like, oh, which is interesting, just because I know that like movies and TV shows do that a lot. You don't always see it in comics, but sometimes you do. But it was cool just because I'm like, oh, that like I mean, it's one of those things like if you know, you know, right? Like because
Mhm.
they don't even give you the full number. They just say ASM and they put like 1 2, and I was like, oh, it's 129. But that's just because I've been reading Marvel comics for a long time, so but but yeah, man. So, but I thought this was like a interesting opportunity just because I know that. Well, I can't speak for you, or I won't speak for you. Let's put it like this. But I know that like the latest iteration of Amazing Spider-Man hasn't been the most popular necessarily, you know, and so I felt like the annual was an interesting opportunity to, I mean, just kind of like check in and kind of get a feel for what Spider-Man is like right now, and just because, and just kind of like get a little taste, and so I was like, okay, let's mess with this annual and see what it's like. Why don't you go ahead and like start us off, Moses? What did you think of Amazing Spider-Man Annual uh number one?
Oh, it's number one.
I mean, it's
Oh,
number one because the
they're all
annuals are
one
always number
shots.
one.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah,
one shots.
exactly.
Yeah.
Every now and
I
then they come out with like two in one year, and
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
they might be
It's
like
usually a
number two,
Spider-Man
but
one.
yeah, exactly right,
Maybe an
exactly
X-Men depending on the year. But
right.
yeah, but it was an interesting way to drop in. I one of my clients, Tony, he, he does uh he does reviews on the action figures, the Marvel
Mm,
Legends and stuff, and
okay.
but he's I don't even know his tag. Otherwise, I'd give him a shout out. But we're
Yeah.
talking about it because he's as big a Spider Man fan as I am, if not bigger.
Oh,
And
that's crazy.
so he's reading like all. So every time I cut his hair, we I catch up with everything that's been going on, the things he likes and doesn't like about it, the things that I wouldn't like. And this is one of the things where it's like, dude, like Spider Man kind of sucks, and it has like since like Dark Web, and it's like you got dudes
Mm-hmm.
like like Zeb Wells writing, and
Mm-hmm.
even like Joe Kelly writing
Yeah.
some, but they're not
Like
like
Joe Kelly writes right now, like he's the current writer.
and he's like even that isn't like as good as Joe Kelly does. Like he's probably
Yeah.
doing something better somewhere else. So, I always mention the Good Load. So I think he has an
Right.
image book out at the same time. So
Oh,
yeah,
maybe. I don't
yeah.
know.
So it's one of those things, and he when you talk about Joe Kelly, like he's one of the dudes. Like he definitely gets his props, but he's not. I almost think he's underrated. Like he's almost like a Garth Ennis type dude. I just don't think he
Mm.
ever got that like the big deal, like the exclusivity deal or things like that. Like Joe Kelly is
Right.
one of those dudes. Like I
Yeah, no,
consider
he's a
I
good
I
writer.
put him up there with like an Alan Moore type, and
Oh
He's
wow.
like he's easier to handle editorially, and this is why we get these Spider-Man books,
Yeah.
because he's easier to handle editorial. Millar, Millar, uh, Ennis, and Moore aren't getting, they nobody wants to be their editor,
Right.
you know,
Right.
and Joe Kelly is like he's on their level, but he's like, oh, okay, if that's what you want me to do, that's what you want me to do, all right, and he's cool with it. He
Right.
gets his paycheck. I'm not knocking them, but
You're just saying he's
if,
not
if
going to fight you.
I want to see his real unleashed talent. Like I want to see his red band Spider-Man or his, Carrie Andrews got fucking Spider-Man Rain,
Mm-hmm.
Straczynski's got Spider-Man Torn,
Mm-hmm.
Hickman has fucking Ultimate Spider-Man.
Right.
So it's
Right.
like I want to see Kelly's like Ultimate Spider-Man or Kelly's like, even fucking Dan Slott has his, like his Spider Boy stuff and Spider-Man stuff, like
Oh yeah. No. Dan Slott's Spider-Man is amazing. Like.
and even the newer stuff is like okay, but it's like it's good, but it's just not connected to anything. So it's like it doesn't even, they're good stories, but it's like this is what I'm following instead of the main title, the thing that comes out twice a month,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where like my frustration with Spider-Man comes from, that where it's like the main story should be good. There was a time where we had, Amazing Spider-Man, Friendly Neighborhood, Web of Spider-Man,
Mm-hmm.
Spectacular, like
Mm-hmm.
you're getting 4 or 5 books a month, and they were all tight, like,
Mm-hmm.
even the bad ones were good because they just give you a different story. Whereas, like, yeah, this is where he's trying to be a teacher at, Midtown High School now. Like,
Right.
shout out to Roberto Aguirre Sacasa. Like when he was doing, was it Spectacular? Like that was the deal, and it's like, dude went on to create the show Riverdale. Like
Right.
so,
Right.
his sensibilities were the same there than here. Again, editorial list. So I think if if you really want to get creative as Marvel, get free, do a Spider-Man red band, like it's easy to do a Punisher, Wolverine, do a Spider-Man red band, and don't hold back.
Do you feel like that's like in line with the character?
It can be like a story that like it wouldn't be about, it would be more about the villain he's fighting than it is about him and his decisions. Like he could still be amazing Spider-Man,
Okay.
but he has to fight somebody like a Jigsaw,
Mm.
or somebody that, even like this new Kingpin that he,
Mm-hmm.
when he had a story Back in Black where he fucked up the Kingpin and broke his knees,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the harshest he did because he doesn't kill, and he even put
Right.
on the black costume again because it's like it represented the edgier Spider-Man, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like do somebody where he's like he really has to make the choice whether to kill him or not. And I expect him not to, but he's got to be driven to, like, the villain's work would be like at the end the villain would be like, yeah, kill
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Like his whole
Yeah. Yeah.
motivation is to get Spider-Man to kill him, and he
Right.
still won't. It's like you still won't. You'll never be the hero you need to be until you put me down, and I'm still gonna
Mm-hmm.
terrorize you. And that's how it
Right.
ends. 6 issues. Boom. Like I already
Right.
spoiled it for you. And that's it pushing him, but pushing it to the limit. Like,
I hear that.
and one of those stories was there was a story called Nonstop Spider-Man that turned into, I think,
Oh,
Savage Spider-Man or something,
right. Right. Something
and
like that.
like,
Yeah.
and that story really like pushed it to that, like where
Was
it's a,
did Joe Kelly write that?
yeah, it was Joe Kelly and Chris Bachalo doing it. So and that
Oh.
there's a video up here somewhere about that too. Yeah, if you want to check that out. But
Yeah.
yeah, Nonstop was great, and then it changed into that, and then I think it fizzled out. Like not enough people were buying it, but those books
Right.
were fucking. He was
They were good.
fighting things he couldn't handle, and
Right.
it's like, when you look at a book like Avenging Spider-Man,
Yeah.
like it was a team up book, which
Right.
those are great, and
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like he's fighting things he can't handle, but he's teamed
Yeah.
up. Here, he's not, and there's a whole like other more Sinister Six, but more sinister and that are
Yeah,
from
yeah,
the other side of the world that he can't
yeah.
that he
Yeah.
never knew about, and they have like vibranium armor and shit, like, and then, they still have the animal motif, but they're willing to, they literally just want to rip them apart.
And that was in Nonstop Spider-Man?
It was in
Or
nonstop, and
that was in Savage?
that wasn't Savage, but
Oh, okay.
the story started in nonstop, and then they switched it to it turned into
Savage, got
Savage.
it.
But
Yeah.
I think they only got like 3 issues into that, and then they might have finished it and then just came under the radar for me.
You
But yeah,
it's really interesting because, like, Joe Kelly, I've always thought of as a talented writer.
yeah,
And when you said just now, and you're like, he's up there with those same, like, like with um your Alan Moores or whatnot.
yeah.
It's like there was a part of me that was like, is Joe Kelly that good?
Mhm.
But then at the same time, when I really like I didn't think of him in that way. But when you say it, like with you saying the things you're saying and the stories, and I'm just like, Joe Kelly is good like that. And and
He's
and when
good
I
at
really
deconstructing every character he writes and
and
building
when
them
I
back
really
up.
think of, like, because what made me really was like, oh man, you know what? Like I don't think of Joe Kelly like that, but you're right, because when I think about, like, my favorite Superman story
Hmm.
is a
Yeah,
story that Joe Kelly wrote. Like when I
yeah.
like, what's so funny about Truth, Justice, and the
The
American Way?
American Way. Yeah,
That
they made a movie about it.
I mean,
Animated movie. Yeah,
right, they did. You're
yeah.
absolutely right. But that what was that Superman? Is that 775 or
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was one of
remember.
those. Yeah, I forget what it
Yeah,
was, but
I think it is 775. But either way, but that particular story, I'm just like, it was just so good, and it, like, really, like, what I love about it is, like, it epitomizes what Superman is and all
mhm,
about in an interesting way, because
mhm,
it does have him, like, fighting a group that's similar to the Authority, like
yeah,
and, like, it's like it's a meta commentary on the comic book industry as a whole in that moment, and also a commentary on who Superman is as a character, and just a great story all in itself. Like, you don't need any of those levels to enjoy that comic book. Like, if you'd never read
mhm.
any comics and just read that book, you'll just be like, "Oh wow, this is an amazing story."
He's
But
really
if you
good.
know the history, if you know, like,
Yeah,
the moment in comics, it has, like, all these levels to it, and it's really amazing.
one of my favorite things about Joe Kelly is he's really good at deconstructing the character without having to change what the canon. Like, he could
Yeah,
jump into a book and give you an
right,
amazing Spider-Man story that doesn't have to change what happened before, and
right.
it'll, whatever happens will affect the next of it. But he can break them down in like 3 pages, and it's like, exactly what he is. He will challenge his ideals, and he'll come stronger out of it in 22 pages. Like, he could do that, and then it'll be like a one issue in between what whoever's writing it, and he could do. And I think that's why they put him as the backup. Like, he should have done the Rapid story. you know.
See, so now let me
Yeah,
ask you this question, though.
yeah.
So, what is it about this particular run that is not resonating with people, in your opinion? Because I know that we talked about, like, the first issue, and I
Mhm.
think even some of us, like, had read.
It started with the Nick Spencer run.
I'm sorry, didn't talk about the Joe? I thought we talked about issue one of this Amazing Spider-Man run, which is
Yeah.
Joe Kelly. Did not do that?
No, I don't think we did that. No.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought we did. I might be wrong. Like, I
Yeah.
can imagine. So, but
You might have
oh,
done it and I wasn't here, maybe, but yeah,
and
because
that
that last year was weird, with my mom dying and shit. So
right,
yeah,
right, right. No,
so
no.
I missed a.
Of course.
I looking back, I missed a lot of last year. It went by in a fucking blur.
Yeah, yeah. No, I feel you on that. But man, maybe, yeah, maybe you weren't there for that. And yeah, that could, you're right. Like, that could be the case. I just didn't realize. But yeah, like I kind of like the thing was that, I know that the book started and it wasn't like it was a bad start. It was just that it was like it felt like something we had seen before,
Yeah.
because I know it's like Peter Parker in like a job interview, and I'm pretty sure like there was like like that. It might have actually been Dan Slott's run where that started like that too,
Mhm.
and it was just kind of like, huh,
Well, yeah,
it's
because he went to
interesting.
Horizon. He was like applying for Horizon, and Dan
Maybe,
Slott's like,
yeah. I don't quite remember all the details because it's a long time
yeah,
ago. But yeah, so I was just like, huh, like, but it like I don't. What I can tell you is this is well, I'll say two things. One, I definitely feel like
you don't want to say three things?
no, I'm gonna say two things.
Okay.
I don't
Can you
feel
please
like
say three things?
the the editorial staff like, and I'm like they reshuffled
Yeah,
their editors. Nick Lowe,
yeah,
who was the X-Men editor for a long time,
yeah.
got sent over to Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And understanding, like, I get that from a Marvel perspective,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's a promotion.
yeah,
Like Spider-Man is like their premier character, right? So it's like I get it. Like, and Nick Lowe's a great editor, so I understand why you might be like, okay, well, let's make, he earned that. At the same time, I'm just like, I don't feel like Nick Lowe's a great editor over there. That, in the same way like how they moved oh man, like I don't even like to talk about this guy's name. Who's the current X-Men editor?
Oh
Like
man, I
uh
forget his name too.
it's the Hat, right?
Yeah,
Like
Harris.
I,
No,
no,
not Bob
no,
Harris.
no.
Uh,
Uh but all I know is that I'm like so unhappy.
I'm actually like following him. He's my friend on Facebook too. I'm so mad I don't.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Um but
Bravort.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm just
He
like
invited me to his group of comic historians.
I mean, is that a in-person thing or is that a
No, it's a Facebook thing, but he invited
oh.
me and I joined, and then he made an announcement. Please welcome Moses Magnum.
No,
Along with other
nice.
people that he invited.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh wow, the Hat. So don't talk about his X-Men run. It's tight. It's good.
Hey,
It will go
listen.
down in history in our group.
Listen. I'm just like, I'm not
In
feeling
fact,
it
I'm
and
gonna
it's
invite Heck too because he's the biggest. He's the biggest X-Men fan here. So
oh, how dare you? How dare you?
you go
And
work
that's the
on your
thing.
other movie podcast.
Yeah, bro, listen. And that's the whole thing where I'm just like I feel like they made the shuffle, and if it's about like, okay, we're trying to give people what what it is they deserve. Like I get that from the standpoint of a like company perspective, but man like Nick Lowe was a much better X-Men editor than Tom Brevoort.
Yeah,
And I think like I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Brevoort was the Spider-Man editor
yeah,
before, like they basically switched spots, and I'm like, the books are suffering for this change.
yeah.
Like neither one of these books are as good as they were in the past, and I'm just like, why? Like what are we doing? So, and I get it. Again, X-Men was live under Low. Like it was a great book. And part of that of course is, like part of the editor's job is to like scout talent and bring people and but
Hmm.
man, I just like, ugh. It's such a weird thing. And I'm just like, we need to I don't want like I don't want Nick Lowe to like get demoted if that's how it comes across. Cause he's good. He deserves to be where he deserves a bigger role. But like I know for personally, like I'm not checking for Spider-Man in the same way. And that's weird to me because, like I said, like in the past, like if I'm not mistaken, when they started, like the who was it? It was like Pepe Larraz, I think, was the
Hmm.
Spider-Man artist.
Artist, yeah.
And so it was like Joe Kelly and Pepe Larraz. And I'm just like, no, like that's a great look. Like Pepe Larraz, like the art was fantastic. The story was cool. But eventually I just kind of fell off because I was like, I don't know. It didn't feel like I needed to read the next issue. And
And no,
and you know, and the X-Men books are literally like I half the time I feel like I'm reading those joints out of obligation because I like those characters. I'm just like, man. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like the currently Joe Kelly's still writing Amazing Spider-Man, and I'm pretty sure the current artist is Ed McGuinness.
damn.
But that's not enough for me to be like,
Yeah.
I need to go back, which is crazy because what happened? Like, how do I feel like I don't need to be reading a Joe Kelly, Ed McGuinness Spider-Man book?
And that's like, if this was like 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they're like, oh, we're doing Action Comics with Joe Kelly and Ed McGuinness. Like, how would you?
Must must
And
read.
that's how it should feel for Spider Man. You know?
But I,
Yeah,
you know, and part of it is you kind of hit the nail on the head. I think where you mentioned Ultimate Spider-Man,
yeah,
and I think that might have something to do with it, right? Where it's like if I could be reading like Ultimate Spider-Man and be reading like friggin' Jonathan Hickman and
yeah.
uh look, I don't want to mess up his last name, but friggin' what is it? Checchetto,
Oh,
Checchetto. Like, look, the artist
Checchetto.
is. Uh, I don't know how to say it, but Marco. Look, if I could be reading
You're on
friggin'
the first base. You're on the first name basis now,
Jonathan and Marco, if I could read like because that Ultimate Spider-Man is phenomenal.
dude.
And I think
Like,
that's the whole thing where I'm kind of like looking at Ultimate Spider-Man and looking at Amazing Spider-Man, and I'm just like, if I could only read one Spider-Man book, I'm gonna read Ultimate. And that might be what it boiled down to, where it's like I had a choice. And I had a choice between two Spider-Man books and a limited amount of time. Because if it was just like, okay, like if I had nothing going on, it's like maybe I read them both. But
well, and that's the thing. It's like when you're getting a really good, because I had that where even when Dan Slott was writing Spider Man, as good as he is, you know, things had kind of switched to like, superior, and that's just not my Spider. As good as it was, you
but
know.
I loved
No,
Superior.
it's great. Yeah. In
Yeah.
hindsight's always 2020, and it's always a little blurry. But uh the reality is, like, I was reading you Renew Your Vows that Dan Slott was writing,
Yeah.
and it's like you got
Yeah.
two alternating Spider-Man stories, like one's a
Right.
different universe, and you're getting this amazing story that's not canon, that isn't you it it's not, you don't have to invest into whatever's happening. Eventually you did through Secret Wars, but like I love Renew Your Vows, and I was happy to like be able to see the characters grow later, like in other books.
Yeah.
Like I love Renew Your Vows. Like, and then that's one of the videos the dude I was telling you about, Tony, like he did. Like he reviewed like it was a Renew Your Vows Black Costume Spider-Man and the amazing was it the Secret Wars Marvel figure, like the different articulated. I don't know why
Hmm.
I found it so compelling, but it's just
No,
because
like
they're,
I love videos like that. I'm with you.
yeah, but they're so, and the way they do them is, he's got talent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really wish I knew what his handle was. Like,
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you should
yeah,
definitely find out so you can tell us
yeah,
next week.
but
So
yeah,
Renew Your Vows is a different universe?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like something sparked off a secret or Spider Verse, but it wasn't. They weren't in the Spider Verse, and what it is basically uh, Peter Parker from banging Mary Jane. The kid is born with powers, but also because of the not seminal fluid, with the umbilical fluids, the kid Mary Jane
Embryonic.
gets powers from the kid,
Mm.
and so they're basically like the Fantastic Three,
Mm-hmm.
and they all have spider powers, and they manifest a little like they're the same but a little different, tweaked, and then and Spider-Man at this point is kind of retired because he's like, I'm a family man now. I don't have to fight crime, and the world is a world that he actually kind of like put in order a little bit on his side.
Yeah.
So he's kind of, I'm gonna be a family man, and then all of a sudden the symbiote gets reawakened, and it's like, now there's three that I have to kill, and starts
Mm-hmm.
hunting, and so it's basically he's trying to kill the baby before the baby's even born.
The
And
baby.
yeah, it's so good. Like it's really really good. And then they had the Secret Wars part tie in that kind of ties into that. And yeah, and then later on in Spider-Verse 2, they you see the daughter, like she's grown, and she's like, basically not grown, but like, 16, 17, and she's like, Spider-Gwen has to go to her universe to protect her from, the inheritors and all those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So listen, we're running short on time here, but we should talk a little bit about
We talk about
Amazing
everything else
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
annual,
except
right?
this.
Exactly,
Should tell
and
you a lot about this issue.
exactly. Even though I will say that like honestly the like main story of this I actually liked. It felt like a
Yeah.
classic Spider-Man story to me, and like I mentioned before, it's Saladin Ahmed and friggin' Vicentini doing the art, and you know, it primarily like it's Spider-Man teaming up with this character Rapid, which is a new character. Like Rapid, like it's his first appearance was literally
Last
this
issue or
past
something.
year.
Yeah.
This past year, yeah, like in
Yeah.
2025, like it's like the middle of 2025.
Okay.
But I didn't know who he was, and I had to look him up. And when I saw, I was like, oh, okay, like there's no reason for me to know who Rapid is because I wasn't reading Amazing Spider-Man, and it's like he's not even a year old. So it's like, okay, like that doesn't feel like a comic book character, like unless it makes like a huge splash that I feel like bad that I didn't know who it was, right? Um, and they fight Screwball, which is like ironically enough, I'm like, damn, like I was sitting here like, man, like again, I guess because I haven't been reading Spider Man, I'm like, I haven't seen Screwball in a minute because I'm familiar with the character, but I'm like, it felt like a character. I was just like, when was the last time Screwball's been around? But Screwball's been around. I just haven't been reading Spider Man like that. But and I was kind of shocked because I think of Screwball as a newer character, but Screwball's been around for almost 20 years at this point, which is insane.
So
you know.
so I read the wrong one apparently.
Oh, what'd you read?
I read an annual, but it was from like another
year.
Amazing Spider-Man
Yeah.
series.
I mean, listen, every
You're
Amazing Spider-Man has annuals, and like I said, they're all
Amazing.
they're all Amazing Spider-Man annual, usually number one because they come out in the year, and it's just like whatever date the year.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you didn't read it's the newest one, which is 2020,
Yeah, I didn't read that one. I read
and that's okay.
I thought
What did you read? Just out of curiosity.
something from 2018.
Oh, got you. Yeah, and look, that
Is
makes
it because
sense.
Larry took too long to put the thumbnail up?
No.
That's what it is.
Maybe because I didn't know the cover
Yeah, see,
and I
it's
didn't pay
Larry's
attention
fault.
to the date.
There it is. Like I
Full
did right.
disclosure, I took too long making the thumbnail.
Yeah, so yeah, that's my bad. Heck, I should have said 2026. You're right.
No,
So
like I should have read better.
you can't read what's not there, right?
It was
So
there.
it was there. It was there. but yeah, so 2026. So, but this character Rapid, I was like, like this character. I was surprised by how much I liked the character, not
Hmm.
knowing anything about it or about them. Because it was just like, I mean, they give me stuff in the issue,
Yeah.
but between like the power set and the design and the characterization of the actual character, I was just like, I would read another story about Rapid, just to see if I would feel the same way about him in another book as I did in this one. Because I was just
You
like,
you
oh, this.
like his power set? Like they explained it well, right? Do you feel they explained it well? At
I
least they
did
did for
feel like
me, but yeah.
I did feel like they explained it well. I did find it interesting because this character Rapid is a speedster, but he's a speedster in the sense that he can manipulate the passage of time. And so it's not so much like, oh, he's moving so fast as much as it is that it's, at least in the way that I understood it, is that he's able to like, he can slow things down. I guess he can technically speed things up too, I guess. But
Yeah.
the way they talked about it was like almost, and there are some scenes in the book where it does feel like, okay, he is doing super speed versus he's slowing things down, and and like it just seems like he's moving fast. So I guess so. I guess technically for me, I guess it maybe is a little bit of a question, but I know for a fact he can slow things down. I guess I'm just not 100% sure if he can actually like move fast or not, or it just seems like he's moving fast.
Yeah.
Either
It,
way, it
well,
doesn't
it's all
matter.
relative.
Right. And that
Yeah.
was my thought process, was like whether it feels like he's moving fast or he actually is moving fast, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, he can move fast and he can make other things move slow. So I got that. Um and so but Spider-Man was just good in this too. Like it just felt like a very classic kind of Spider-Man story. And yeah, and even though like Screwball, in my opinion, I was just like, okay, like from what I remember about the character, I'm like, this felt like a little bit more hands off than I probably would have preferred, but I get it. Like, and especially like it was interesting to watch Screwball because I remember the character. If I remember right, I feel like Screwball was like always about like live blogging, but live blogging isn't as much like it like we don't call it that anymore, right? Even that's what you're doing, no one calls it that because people don't. I mean, do people still have blogs?
I don't know. You tell
Not
me.
not really.
Not really, right? Like, it's like,
They're called
why
they're
would you have a
called
blog?
truths now.
You're hilarious. Like, why would you have a blog if you could just like make a video, right? And so
Yeah.
it was interesting, like, 'cause she was like live streaming in this,
It's called having a
and
twitch.
right, exactly, and she had like a chat room while she's like putting the heroes through their paces, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like, it's like the evolution of that concept, because even though the character, again, I mean, well, I was gonna say the character's not that old, but if it's 2000, I'm pretty sure the character came out in like the late 2000s, so like '08 or like '09, but '08 '09 is damn near 20 years from now, or
Old
almost
as
20 years
fuck.
ago, right? So
Old, retired,
like the internet
Boomer.
had a whole different landscape back then. And
selling feet pics to fund their blog.
so yeah, so it was interesting watching the evolution of that character in this thing. So I ultimately I liked the story, even though it was weird having like a hands-off villain, because she was just like, I set some stuff up and I'm putting you through the paces, and it's like, oh, you have a friend, I guess we're gonna put them through the paces too. And then the chat was determining what happens, like how how everything, like she was like, oh, y'all just turned against me. Like uh the chat beat Screwball. So
Drop 5 subs right now, and I'll kill Rapid.
right, exactly, exactly. So I don't know. What did you think, Mo?
I the book itself is a good jumping on point. Like I've been missing because I haven't been reading, so
Hmm.
it does intrigue me to go back and check these out, especially
Right.
the current run. So it's not like a bad book, but it's like nothing really. I have a high bar for like
Yeah.
annuals and stuff, and then
Yeah.
but even like a free comic book day version, like you remember that free comic book day of Amazing Spider-Man where like Shang-Chi teaches him how to fight martial art,
Yeah.
like yeah, you
Yeah.
got powers and shit, you don't know how to punch,
Hmm.
and it's like that book was better than this annual,
Yeah.
and annual should be an event. I know it's a standard or to do them, but it's like it should be a little more exciting. And
Yeah.
this, aside from the new character, like okay, like I'm interested. I like his motivations. I like the drawbacks of his power. Like
Yeah.
there's like he's exploring. So, but I'm like it feels like one of those comics that was just like Spider-Man was just used to introduce a character for you, and
Yeah.
those books weren't even when Spider-Man was great. Like those books weren't the greatest issues, like
Right.
aside
Right.
from maybe like the Speedball one or the,
The
you know,
speedball. Yeah. Yeah. I hear that. You're
like
right.
they managed to make those good issues, but so yeah, this I don't know. Maybe I'm jaded. Maybe I'm old. Maybe I'm cranky. I mean, well, not maybe of all of those, but it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, yeah. I'm like, dude, like, there's a whole separate series written by J. Michael Straczynski called Spider-Man Torn, and I haven't read it, but I read the synopsis, and I'm like, man, like, why isn't this happening? Again, Straczynski is one of those deconstructive writers. So
Right.
why isn't this happening in Amazing? Like, there should be news stories about what's happening in Amazing. At the very least, there
Right.
should be people on Reddit hating on it if it's doing something crazy and good, or even bad. And it's literally like everybody's just silent. Everybody's just reading it, not feeling the need to talk about it online. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel where you're coming from with that, where it's like
Yeah.
it feels like it should be different, but
I have a theory, and I blame Disney. Well, I blame the movies, but it's basically, it's like, yeah, like everybody likes Avengers. Let's push that.
I mean, but for comics, you mean?
Yeah, like it's like, yeah, it kind of remember there was that whole time where they're like, yeah, you know what? Don't even bother doing the commissions on Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do remember
So
that.
it's like there's probably something going on like that where it's like, hey, let's just keep it mediocre. Yeah.
Well, but it's interesting because I feel where you're coming from with that, but my whole thing is I don't know where the push is.
Well,
Like
yeah.
like we're keeping like I've you're right, like in the sense that like if you're saying it feels like Marvel comics right now, a lot of them are kind of mediocre. It's like I'm with you on that. Where
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they're, but I'm like, but where are they? Where's the good load? The Marvel good load? I don't know. Like it's
It's
like
ultimate.
it's ultimate, I guess, and
Yeah.
that's it, right? Like the
And
old,
that's
but
ultimately when you make a
I,
movie, like you can change things and it's easier to accept those. Like if you're jumping out, I don't know, it's just more
and
conspiracy than
and,
anything. Like I can't
and
really give you
no,
evidence of it per se, but it's just, it's like, yeah, oh, this is a newer line that's more current, more modern than this classic line. This classic is more traditional, and it's like maybe newer audience might not vibe with the traditional because of what they see in the movies. Like if somebody decides to read Wonder Man based on the Wonder Man show, they're not gonna get the same thing.
they're
Like
not like, but
so,
look,
but
I
it's
think
not like
like
they did an Ultimate Wonder Man either.
no,
So
absolutely not. And
yeah,
it's like I
so
know that
that's
there's a
where
Wonder Man book coming, but I think it
yeah.
doesn't come out until like later this month.
Yeah, so who knows, man? I
Yeah.
don't. I just yeah. Maybe they're just like, yeah, let's just keep this going. Yeah.
And what I will say to you is that, like the second story in this is Deal with the Devils, which is actually the Joe Kelly.
Hmm.
story. Uh, the art is uh, Roy Mercado, and again, colors Chris Sotomayor, and letters GC Joe Coramanga. And this is, supposedly based on what they said in the comic, like a little bit of a tease of like stuff that's upcoming in the actual, like this kind of like leads into some of the stuff that's happening in Amazing Spider-Man. And I know for me, I was just like, none of this is intriguing me at all, which
Yeah.
I'm kind of, again, I was kind of blown away by that, just because I'm like, dude, I'm used to enjoying Joe Kelly stuff, but this, like, it's only a little bit of, it's only a few pages, but it's still like, it was supposed to be made to bring people into Amazing Spider-Man as the
Hmm.
book, right? But
Yeah.
it didn't do that for me. It wasn't like I was like, oh man, I'm missing out by reading Amazing Spider-Man, because
I
I enjoyed the
the.
non-continuity story more so
Hmm.
than this one.
And
Yes.
I read that second one, and it's like I flip a page, and it's like, oh, letters page. Like,
Right.
and I'm like,
Right.
the fuck? Like, was this like a 6-page backup? Like, what the fuck? Like, and it just felt like a short, too short, and not
Yeah.
like the good rapper.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, let's rate this book and we'll get out of here. Moses Magnum, Amazing Spider-Man Annual, number 1, 2026. What would you rate it?
I would just call it friendly neighborhood, not amazing. 3. Yeah.
Got you. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and give this joint yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3 too. 3 as well. Because while I enjoyed the first story, uh I feel like Annual should make me want to read the book, and it didn't make me want to read the book. So, Hecht, what would you rate the review, buddy?
The review was a 4. The annual that I read was a 3. Um,
Got you.
I'll yeah, I guess I'll read this one after
Did
the show.
Solomon Ahmed write that one too?
No, it was who the fuck?
Said
Uh,
2018.
Slot read
Oh,
it. I
Oh,
Slot did it.
yeah,
oh,
I can see that.
how's a slot?
Yeah. So, cool.
Larry,
All
before
right.
we do final thoughts, I do have a Mo deal. I do
Oh,
pre-produce the show.
get it?
Although not with video or screenshots or anything, but Humble Bundle, that's one of my favorite places to go for Mo deals. And right now they have a massive verse sale. So
Mm.
it's a benefit. They all go to charity, so it's the benefit for BINC, the Book Industry Charitable Foundation, which basically promotes literacy and tries to get kids to read more, and also writers to get healthcare and shit. It's all that. So yeah, they have a massive verse. So it's like remember Cowl, Larry?
Mm-hmm. Oh
You
yeah.
met like I still have your copy of those when you told me to read them. I still haven't read them, but when I buy them on Humble Bundle, I'm gonna read them. You know, and but it has Radiant Black, all the stuff in that universe. So,
Yeah.
Radiant Black. Uh, Shit, hold on, let me bring it. I said I pre-produced, but I was,
Yeah. They got
it's
a whole
Moses
number of
Magnum
colors.
Annual number 3. But yeah, so they got Radiant Black, they got Radiant Red, Rogue Sun, every issue of that, Dead Lucky, Supermassive, Inferno Girl Red,
Right.
Shift, So you get about like you get 24 different like trade paperbacks for $18. At least 18.
Oh wow.
Anything eh, when you pay $18, two I think like $1 or $2 goes to the charity, the rest they get. But the minimum, if you pay 25, more goes to the charity. So they ask
Right.
25, but you can give 18. But again, that's a mo deal right there, and you're doing it for a good cause, and you're gonna get some like really good books by Kyle Higgins, and like
Yep.
especially like Oz. I wish he was here to hear it, but because he like you know he was doing Nightwing for a good while. Cal Higgins. He
Right.
did like the new 52 run that was kind of cool with the red. I don't know how
Hmm.
he like. I think he liked that. He likes all. As long as you see Nightwing's ass, he likes it. But yeah, the stuff that again, when you talk about good loads like editorial or whatever, like he has his own editorial team there for that universe he created, and
Hmm.
it's gonna be like it's something I've been wanting. Like I read Radiant Black. I've been and I it, it was a universe I wanted to get sink my teeth into, and
Hmm.
now I can for $18. Well,
There it is.
25.
Can't be mad at that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wish we had more deal money music, but yeah, and
Uh,
more deal money too.
all that, all
Yeah,
that money
so
magnum.
we'll work on that.
We will. All right.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you over the music. Um,
Oh, there you go.
I
Is that
I
better?
don't. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Give me the final thought.
Uh, DCKO, it's almost over. If you haven't started
Ooh,
reading it, I don't know what's wrong with you.
there
Um,
it is. Tell them,
but
Heck.
yeah, it's almost like we're right there. It's over next month. Hop on it, or wait for a trade paperback because it's probably going to be better that way.
There it is. Moses Magnum. Give me some final thoughts.
As the only black member of Fantastic Forum, I'm representing
What?
Black
What?
Heritage Month while rocking this Uncle Nearest shirt. It's a really good whiskey with a lot of
It
history.
is.
Read up on it while you're drinking it because it's delicious. Larry and I, what was it, like 4 or 5 years ago? We shared a bottle and it tasted like maple syrup. It was delicious.
It was good.
It was so good. It's a great whiskey, and it's the history. I'll tease you with the history. It's very um, is the dude that raised Jack Daniel and told Jack Daniel how to brew, was a black man, a slave that was free and worked for the family, but he wasn't free forever. But he still helped him. He taught him how to distill whiskey and bourbon, and now his recipes are done by his descendants. So, by Uncle Nearest, and, thank you for the shirt.
There it is.
Dang.
For the entire Fantastic Forum, we do thank you so much. We'll be back next week. We're the Fantastic Forum. Good night.